Hi guys, this is Busco and welcome back to another video. In the last video we ranked the songs off of Van Halen's third album, Women and Children First. Now we're going to be ranking the songs off of their fourth album, which in my opinion is often overlooked, Fair Warning. This is a really great album. I like the first three more than this, but this is still great. And there's not really a bad song on here, although the bottom two are honestly kind of weird, but they're kind of cool at the same time, but we'll get there when we get there. And it's funny, looking back from Women and Children First, like I said before, that was an upbeat album. This is a dark record, and I guess Eddie was going through something at the time, like something, he was depressed and stuff, I guess, I don't remember. I don't really remember the full thing, but, all I know is that it's a dark record, and it can make a lot of people feel emotional, in any kind of emotion. It can make you feel angry. If you're angry, you can listen to this. If you're happy, you can listen to this. If you're sad, you can listen to something like that. I listen to it whenever because it's a great record. But yeah, there's not really a bad song on here in my opinion. Just like Women and Children First, there's 9 songs on the album, and yeah, let's get into this. So coming in number 9 now. The bottom two are a little weird for me. They both closed the record. I kind of like them at the same time, though. But coming in at number 9 is One Foot Out the Door. Not a bad song at all. A great guitar solo from Eddie Van Halen. And it closes out, and the guitar solo just fades out, and really that's it. So it's kind of an interesting way to close the album. And it came from the track before, which is my number 8. But One Foot Out the Door is not bad. It's really short. I wish it was a little longer. That's probably why. Same thing with number 8. I wish it. Well, actually, if my number 8, if that was longer, it would honestly get a little repetitive. But coming in at number 8 is Sunday Afternoon in the Park, the song before One Foot Out the Door, which segues into One Foot Out the Door. And you can easily tell that the synths were used because, well, I mean, in on And the Cradle Will Rock, you can hear electric piano, and then you're like, wow, this is interesting. And and you can definitely tell on Sunday Afternoon in the Park. If you can't tell that synths, I don't know what you can think that is. But in Sunday Afternoon in the Park, that's where the synths really get into fair use, or fair use, fair warning. But they get into fair use, and especially on the turn of 1984, you can easily tell they were a synth band at the time. And, especially in the Sammy stuff from the 80s, the rest of the 80s. But shortly after, in the beginning of the 90s and onward, they stopped using synths, mainly to go back to their roots. But Sunday Afternoon in the Park, I always thought was cool because, Eddie and Alex, it was kind of a brothers song. They were experimenting. The drums are kind of cool. And this album has quite a lot of reggae on here also, I might add. But Sunday Afternoon in the Park is number 8. Coming at number 7, speaking of reggae, which is a great song, Push Comes to Shove. This is such a dirty and dark and sleazy song. I love the bass line in the beginning. It's so cool. The drumming is reggae. The guitar is reggae. David Lee Roth's vocals are incredible. I love, and that bass opener is really underrated. It doesn't get a lot of the love. And I always thought Push Comes to Shove was cool. It was always cool, and this came after Unchained, which we'll get into later. And this was before So This Is Love and the last 2 tracks on here, which I've just mentioned. But Push Comes to Shove is a really cool song. I always thought it was awesome. And even though I love it, it still has to come in low, and something had to come in low. But Push Comes to Shove, underrated in my opinion, so comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, a song I kind of wish was ranked higher, Sinner's Swing, exclamation mark. They're back with the whole punctuation, but you know what the best punctuation on the album is, and we'll get there when we get there. Sinner's Swing was always cool. I love the rock of the song, it's just so heavy in ways, and I love the guitar. The drumming is excellent, and I remember this was one of the first times I heard David Lee Roth swear. Everybody wants him, he swore, but in Sinner's Swing you could really hear him swear a lot. Or, well, not a lot, but only one part in the beginning, she looks so effing good, he said that. And, I always thought Sinner's Swing was awesome. I think at one point it used to be my favorite on here, but I've honestly grown to like it less, but I love it a lot still. So Sinner Swing comes in at number 6. All right, we are in the top 5. Coming in at number 5, another underrated song and another song with unnecessary punctuation, which I thought was cool. Dirty Movies. Yes, they use quotation marks in their in their songs. Well, this is probably the most notable one. There is another one on the line down the line. It's in the Sammy Hagar era, but Dirty Movies is just great. I love the drum intro. It kind of sounds reggae, and you get into the guitar, it sounds reggae. Really a good majority of here sounds reggae because the Police were big in the scene. Yeah, this is the '80s. They're becoming a popular new wave band, and this is kind of a new wave out. Well, I honestly don't know if I would go there, but I don't know. But definitely a dark record, like I mentioned before. And Dirty Movies is just a great song. I always thought it was just cool. So yeah, and I always had a soft spot for it. So Dirty Movies comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, this is one of the hits that was released on this album. So this is Love? Question mark. They have a lot of punctuation in their songs. I don't know why, but I always thought this was a great hit. I love the bass from Michael Anthony. David Lee Roth's vocals are awesome on here. I really love uh, his performance on here. I love the drumming is awesome. I love how fast paced it is. I always thought it was cool. And another pretty big hit for the band. It doesn't get a lot of radio play though, unfortunately, and I wish it did because "So This Is Love" is another great song. So "This Is Love" comes in at number 4. Now coming in at number 3, if you had asked me years ago, I would rank this one of my least favorites on here, but I have grown to like this song a lot, and I remember just being blown away. I love the guitar opener, I always loved it, and criminally underrated also. So coming in at number 3 is "Hear About It Later," which is just awesome. I've always loved "Hear About It Later." One of my favorite songs that I've gotten into a lot more than I used to. One of the most underrated songs that they've ever made. So "Hear About It Later" comes in number 3. But the top 2 have always remained the same ever since I made this document with my list. And number 2 kicks off this album very powerfully into the dark stage of this mode, especially after "In a Simple Rhyme" from Women and Children First, and everything from that album, how upbeat it was. You get into Mean Street, and then the first thing you notice, this is going to be a dark record, and that guitar opener is just insane. One of the best guitar openers ever. Coming in at number 2 is going to be "Mean Street." I have always loved that. I love the solo on there is incredible. Same thing with "Hear About It Later," but "Mean Street" is just a great song. One of my favorites from the album. I mean, it's number 2 for a reason, but one of my favorites from the band. I've always and always will love this song. One of my favorite DLR era songs, and one of my favorite album openers. It's a really great song. So "Mean Street" is coming in number 2, and coming in at number 1, another pretty big hit for the band. One of my favorite DLR era songs, probably definitely in my top 10 favorite Van Halen songs. It's just incredible. I love everything about it. Number 1 is "Unchained." The guitar riff is so dirty. I love everything about it. That riff in the beginning is just incredible. And just everything about this record, like I said, is very dark and dirty and just amazing at the same time. But I always thought "Unchained" was just really, in ways, it's kind of played on the radio. I often hear it on the radio sometimes, not a lot though, because again, underrated album. And this is a great song. "Unchained" is one of my favorite songs from the band, and it comes in at number 1. Here's my list. I'm going to take out my charger real quick because I'm charging my phone. As you can probably see, it's at a low percentage. Yeah, it's better like this. I hope you guys can see that. Anyway, um, that is my list for Fair Warning. Another incredible album by the band. I really love Fair Warning a lot. It's one of my favorite albums that they've ever made, and probably the most underrated of the David Lee Roth era albums. I've always had a soft spot for it. So that was Fair Warning, and hopefully tomorrow we're going to be ranking the songs off of Diver Down, which is next. And I actually, believe it or not, I actually like Diver Down quite a bit. Um, I know it wasn't very successful because there's a lot of covers. I honestly agree. There's a little bit way too much covers, but some of the covers on there are great. And Van Halen were notorious for covers. You heard "You Really Got Me" and "Ice Cream Man" on the debut. You got "You're No Good" on Van Halen 2. I believe that's it. And most of the covers are on Diver Down, and most of the covers are great. And there's some that are just okay. But we'll get there when we get there, and hopefully I'll record that tomorrow. And out of the first six albums from the band, the David Lee Roth era, Diver Down is my least favorite out of the David Lee Roth era albums. The first six albums. I do like A Different Kind of Truth, but we'll get that. We'll get there when we get there. That's probably gonna happen next week or something. But tomorrow, hopefully, will be Diver Down. And then after that will be 1984, the final David Lee Roth era before they did A Different Kind of Truth. But, so yeah, Diver Down will be tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Post your list down below if you want to. I haven't been getting a lot of feedback. That's what I love about making videos. I like getting feedback from my viewers. And that's why I make videos for you guys. I do get some feedback, just not a lot. Because I'm not really I'm for sure not a popular YouTuber by any means, but I don't have a lot of subscribers, obviously. Well, I mean, 84 is a lot actually, but it is what it is, and maybe in the future I'll get more subscribers, but I don't know. Anyway, please leave a like, comment if you want, view my videos, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This has been Halbuska, signing off. Stay safe, take care.